Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now. Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BigExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate. My co-host, Big Mama Ama.
What's up?
It's just one of those days. It really is.
You can't let it get you down.
But technically, I probably got like a good 45 minutes of sleep, and that was after I took a bath this morning. And taking a bath for me is dangerous because I would fall asleep. So I'm one of them people. I put that much water in it, and then I take a shower afterwards because I'm a die. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna die. And I have one of them old, like the claw foot. That's like really deep. Like I'll take a bath maybe like twice a week. I like sitting, luxuriating. I have to be really hot to take a bath in the morning. And I felt like it was gonna be a really hot day. And I'm a bit on the chunky side, so I like to feel secure in my cleanliness, my cleansing.
I feel you there.
Techniques, and I got hair, so I like to feel secure.
I feel you there.
And today's gonna be a long day, so I like to, you just like to feel a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I need to do a little more today.
Yeah. If I'm going back in the house, I would have just jumped in the shower. But I had an interview this morning and had to come here, and then I'm gonna be here for Charm City Direct. So I like to feel a little, comfortable. Speaking of Charm City Direct, their show comes on every Saturday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here live on Big Exposed Radio on Saturdays. They did their first show last Saturday. It was awesome. They have a nice dynamic with the four of them: Akira, Anissa, D the boss, and of course E Digger the host. Awesome personalities. I just like when people like doing what they do. People actually come and they like doing what they do. I love that. I love the teamwork makes the dream work. That's my new for 2016. Well, for the other half of it. So we're here today. Yesterday we had a show full of hot topics. Today we have another one of the authors from the African American Authors Expo, which will be broadcasting live from on October the 15th from that school, Morgan State.
Woo woo. Go Bears.
We'll grace them with our presence that day. So author C. Natasha Richburg, phenomenal author. She has 10 books out. Wow. A really accomplished individual. She also manages and artist develops along with being an author. She also does those things. So we're going to find out a little bit more about her. She'll be here at the third segment around 12:30. So definitely stay tuned for her. If you are here, then you probably already know you can see us. So just let other people know. Share the link with them. You can either go directly to www.BigExposedRadio.com and tune in that way. And you can see us and listen to us. Or you can go directly to YouTube and go to the Big Exposed Radio's channel and look up the Artist Exchange, and you'll see us. Today I'm not wearing black. I was trying to go a little bit lighter. And I'm just going to say, follow your instincts. I went on an interview today, and my instinct said, be comfortable. And my comfort level, I was like, okay, I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to be casual. I'm not going to wear a tie. I'm going to put on some nice khakis and just a button down. And the guy who interviewed me had on shorts and flip-flops. And I was like, go with your instinct. You would have been very comfortable.
Right.
So luckily, I put a pair of shorts in bag because I like to be prepared. That's the stage manager in me, always prepared for something. So I'm feeling a little bit comfortable right now. But also today we have a couple of topics. I'm gonna say this. I like to address things because if it continues to circulate in my head, the issue becomes bigger than what it really is because my imagination runs crazy. So I'm here to say I don't believe in people stealing people ideas because it's enough room for all of us to do the same thing. I'm gonna just be that positive about it.
Mm-hmm.
But please don't play me stupid. Please don't play me dumb. And if you are a supporter of Black culture, don't go running with someone else's ideas to the next white person and thinking that it's going to be more professional if you do it that way. I hate that idea that the white way, whitewashing things will make things better and more polished and more professional. That's why we will never as a culture move forward, or not, I won't say never, it will take us much longer to move forward as a culture with that mindset. Doing things the way the white people do it the way they do it, we have clearly found out that it doesn't always work. And you lose a lot of yourself in the process, and you do all that to only have to find yourself in the end. But not I'm not saying I'm all for diversity, but remember where you come from, remember the people that do support you, and that whole crab in a barrel mentality, I gotta get mine, you get yours, it's played out. It really is. We are living in a world where we actually need each other, and if Trump actually wins, we're going to need each other. It's not going to be a choice. He's going to group us all together, and we're going to have to stay in Wisconsin somewhere. So definitely, let's just start working together. Positivity, and I'm working on I'm not a negative person, but I'm working on my delivery. I don't jump to anger anymore because it does nothing. I'm going to laugh at you before I yell at you or cuss you out. Now, please don't think that it's not in there and the possibility is not there. But I will only resort to cussing you out or laying hands on you if I feel like I'm being backed in a corner. Otherwise, I'm going to laugh at you. I'm really going to sleep it off. I may eat a cheeseburger and I'm done. Take a deep breath. I've never been able to stay angry. So anger is not what I'll do, but I will let you know how I feel in a very polished and professional way. And I may just ignore you because it may not even be worth my time and energy to give you that. But also, I have to shout out our two sponsors for this month. True to You Entertainment, Miss Korea. Shout out to her and the whole True to You Entertainment. You can find them at True to You Entertainment. That's TRU, the number 2, the letter U, Entertainment. Weebly, WEEBLY. .com. You can find them out. They have a nice artist, a nice young lady rapper that has come out with her first mixtape, first compilation. She is Chink underscore OTR. She has a really interesting message behind her name. People would see it as derogatory. She's mixed, but she took it as, a badge of honor and not a derogatory term. So I was, with youth comes wisdom. So, I didn't jump on her, but we definitely talked about it. And she gave me a good explanation. And you have to respect people for having reasons and not just because. Also, she has along with True to You Entertainment, Chink underscore OTR, she has a mixtape out. It's called Purple Potion. You can find her on Spinrilla, SoundCloud, as well as YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and I'm quite sure Snapchat and all those links. Also, Fashion Umbrella, they'll be celebrating their 2016 Educational Honors Awards with spotlights and gives recognition to those young people with aspirations and some merit in the areas of the arts and STEM. That will be October the 15th as well. More information can be found at the fashionumbrella.com. I'll go to their website and figure that out. I said figure that out. Find out more about that. Ticket information and how your young person, grade 7 through 12, can be a part of it in 2017. Awesome, awesome, awesome event. One of our new engineers is one of her educational honor members, Mr. Eric Way. Cool, too cool for school, young man. He's very too cool for school. That's his name. That's his name now. Also, a couple announcements for this month. We are going to Six Flags in August, on August the 27th, for the bus and the pass, the day pass is $68. For more information, give us a call at 410-671-5483, or you can email us if you're savvy at info@beexposedradio.com and just put in the subject line, I want to go to Six Flags, and we'll hook you up. Two of our shows are celebrating their 1-year anniversary with radio. We went to Holler at the Moon last Friday and had an awesome time. I think I'm still tired from that. I really did. That's probably what it is.
You weren't even out that late.
Yeah, I really was.
Even further after for a little while. It was nice.
Wow. Well, I remember those after party days. But also Be Inspired will be celebrating hers at the beginning of August. So definitely look out for Miss Be Inspired and her 1-year anniversary celebration. Also, if you are a business, an entrepreneur, you have a service, a product, an event coming up, you want to network with other business owners, other entrepreneurs, other artists, and meet the personalities, the growing roster of personalities here at Be Exposed Radio. Come to our open house, which we have monthly at Be Exposed Radio Studio at 110 East Lexington Street, Suite 200. The next one will be August the 20th at 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Following that, we will be going to a Rumba Tropical at 7 East Lexington Street. It's a Cuban, Mexican, Dominican, American-inspired fusion restaurant from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Myself and Alma will be going to the campgrounds in such and such and such and such, and be Ramblewood. There we go.
Campground.
It comes out in crazy ways, but it came out. And doing the play Midnight, which we read last night. If you missed that, definitely check that out on YouTube as well. You can find that. But back to the open house. Come on out to the open house, network, get some hors d'oeuvres. We're not serving a full course meal, but some light refreshment, some light fare, and we will be broadcasting from 12 to 5. So definitely come on down, get in for a segment, promote your business live on air, network with other entrepreneurs, artists, business owners, so on and so forth, and meet our growing roster of radio shows. By the end of August, we should have 9 shows. Very interesting. Next Friday, last Saturday, Charm City Direct started. Next Friday, we'll have It Is What It Is. And soon to come, we'll have the Pipeline Radio Show with host Mecca, formerly of the Happy Hour Radio Show. She'll be starting shortly in August. And we have a couple other ones. I can't really say their names because I did that before and I jinxed it. But let's just keep our fingers crossed that we'll have a special Baltimorean rock star joining our roster soon. So keep your fingers crossed for that. We have, if you want a show, if you have a show idea, or if you already have a show and you want to bring it to Be Exposed, definitely hit me up, 410-671-5483, or email me at info@beexposedradio.com. Put in a subject line, I want a show, and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience, or just call me and you'll get right to me. I'm normally here during the day. Shout out, I don't ever get to shout out our youth workers that we have here in our suite. Awesome 2 young people. Shout out to Cam and Sasha, who got me here at 10 a.m. every morning, but I love it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BExposedRadio.com.
What's going on, everybody? This is Brett, the 2016 intern here at Be Exposed Radio. I'm here to announce that the young and talented new artist Chink just dropped her new mixtape, Purple Potion, which is now available on Spinrilla and SoundCloud. If you haven't listened to it already, definitely be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, be sure to follow Chink on Instagram at Chink_OTR, and to check out True to You Entertainment's website, truetoyouentertainment.weebly.com.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon. Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org
Umbrella Foundation is
for
proud
cool
to announce
places
the
nearby.
Educational
Brought to you
Honors.
by
The
US
Foundation
Forest
is a grassroots organization that champions inner city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We have a song for you. I'm a big fan of local artists and really supporting the people that come from where you come from. Now, this young man is a transplant, but he reps Baltimore, the DMV area, very well, and he's very professional. So we're going to play his song right now. I'm a big fan of his. So listen to it. Share it, like it, look him up. Femi, the Drop It.
Stop being pressed on me in life. I'm here to make misery. Yo, represent, yo. I represent, yo. Y'all represent.
What's up? That was Femi the Dry Fish with Relentlessly Lovely. He's a crazy young man. I found myself laughing at him whenever he was in my presence. I'm just texting our guest making sure everything is cool and copacetic. But yes, that was Mr. Femi Dryfish. If you are independent artists from the DMV, Baltimore, Peru, Alaska, wherever you're from, send us your music here at the Artist Exchange Radio Show. You can send it to the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. Put in the subject line, play my music. And we'll review your music and we'll send you out a message once it is put into our rotation. And I'll let you know which show your music will debut on. So definitely send out your MP3 formatted music to the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. Me, your host, my co-host, Miss Amma Brown. We can't wait. We want to hear your music.
Yes.
The second segment is dedicated to independent artists. We've been playing a lot of Baltimorean rock stars, but we want to play your music no matter where you are. I'm open to all types of music. I like country a little bit.
I love country music.
I'm a weird person. Like I'm like a Dolly Parton, Reba.
I love Reba and
McEntire.
Dolly and
LeAnn Rimes.
LeAnn Rimes. What? Not LeAnn Rimes. No. The coal miner's daughter. I love all the old school. I am a country music fan. Yes.
I'm not really into male country singers. More.
Some of them I like.
Yeah, it's they're a little sappy. I like some of the women. But any type of music, I'm really open to music, so I want to hear your music. This is the Artist Exchange, so nothing's wrong. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on I was about to say on gmail.com. The Artist Exchange Radio Show on beexposedradio.com. You gotta push the joy. It's there.
Hey, what's up? It's the man you all know and love. That's right.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on beexposeradio.com.
If you had a dream venue, where would that be? Like some people want to do Carnegie Hall or like a big stadium somewhere.
I want to go with Madison Square. I wanna feel that
so
building.
You just shoot for the moon.
I want to feel it. I want to look out and just feel the vibration of all of those people there to be uplifted and all of that, because that's what I want to do for people.
So are you dancing? Are you...
I want to implement that. I think I want to start doing some blocking, like not like tear it up, but but just like a
little 1 2
hell, a little not voguing, but kind of the essence of it, very cozy and hit the mark. Yeah, we're not trying to like bust out sweats.
So that's mean you don't have the dance gene and you.
I can dance.
Okay,
that's not what I want to do. I can dance, but I'm not, trying to get that. That's not my lane. I want to keep it really kind of a retro feel with like the new school with a retro feel. Like
okay. Little bands you sold.
Yeah.
People gonna start using that.
Right. And they should.
Little bands you sold. Yeah. But just market so people know, like this was mine.
This where it came from. Because people was queens out here now that was princesses last week. They was princesses before my album dropped. Now they queen or something. Like, pinky up.
I cannot. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live. on BeExposedRadio.com.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Please don't ever use that fake applause for me, unless there is really a roaring crowd out in the lobby. So, Robbie had got some sleep last night, I see.
Right? He got jokes this morning.
So you can see my legs on the camera. I don't care. But this is Nate back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I'm just relaxing today. It's just that type of day. That's how I'm feeling today. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, what you going to do?
Right.
You going to come up to the station and do something? I dare you. So we're waiting on Miss C. Natasha Richburg to join us. She's probably finding parking. Downtown is just, I'm not going to complain because I don't have to park. So I'm not going to complain. But it is Saturday, the 30th of July. This year is steadily moving by. It's almost over.
So quickly.
I'm not mad, but at the same time, I'm just a little concerned because it's going a little too fast. I actually got through the entire DNC of last night, the Democratic National Convention. I cannot bring myself to watch the Republican.
No.
It is good to be informed, but I already know I'm not voting for them. So it's really, not anything that I should be concerned about. But I got through it. And that was the first time that I ever watched the whole thing since the one that President Barack Obama did before he became president. That was the first time I ever had watched it completely through. And that's only because I was in a relationship and we were living somewhere else in the middle of nowhere. And I had no other choice because Lynchburg, Virginia is
nothing.
What do you do but go somewhere else?
Yep.
That's what you do when you live in Lynchburg, Virginia. You go somewhere else. Or you have an awesome decked out house with games, food, and cable. That's what you do. I gained probably like 40 pounds living there in them 6 months. Notice I said 6 months because I didn't really make it a complete year. Didn't really do it. We're waiting on Miss Natasha to come up now. I don't know, I was feeling a little preachy this morning. I was feeling a little not so much self-righteous, but I just see a lot of people using individuals and abusing the privilege of who people are. Yeah. Hey, caller, how's it going?
Hi, this is Natasha Richburg calling in.
How's it going?
It's wonderful. How are you?
I am doing great.
That's good.
So are you ready for the Authors Expo? I'm quite sure you've done this plenty of times.
Oh, my goodness. I've been there since the beginning.
Oh,
I'm an old head in that regard.
So what keeps the energy? We will jump right into it. What keeps your energy going with each of your books? I know you have a common thread or a specific population that you like to write about, but what keeps you motivated and on your 10th book now?
Yeah, I guess, and a lot of authors will say the same thing. At least in my case, the stories get in my head, and they won't let you rest until you get them out. So when a story gets in my head, I have to write it, and then I can finally rest.
How long have you been writing?
Since 1996, in the state of young people and not being understood. So I've taken it upon myself to write from a male's perspective with a male's voice.
How do you do that and still maintain the integrity of it?
As a minister of the gospel, the people who were most drawn to me were gang members and guys. Okay. And they like to talk to me privately. And so and one of the things I've had the opportunity to do is kind of tell their story through my story. So their identities are protected, but all the stories are pretty much real in all my books. And so like the story that was the aha moment for me, it was a guy who just got out of jail. He was like 25 years old. Absolutely, from a female's perspective, drop dead gorgeous. Light skin, green eyes, long dreads, a ripped body. And his biggest fear is he didn't want to get his girl pregnant because he wanted a house and a picket fence. So his girl was on him because he wasn't doing it, and his boys were on it like, what's wrong with you, man? And his secret was, I don't want to do it till I say I do.
And this sidebar, and that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself, because a guy won't necessarily tell you those things. He'll show you that I'm not ready. And you pushing and persuading and dragging him to that altar is not going to be healthy.
Right. Exactly. So
what is some of the advice that you gave to him?
In his particular case, he had to just be true to who he was. But I understood can I say, emotional abuse that you go through if you don't comply. So with me, he had an opportunity when he came to Bible study, because what I would do when it was over, I would stay one-on-one and talk with everybody privately as long as they wanted to talk. So at least he had an opportunity to release it, to tell it. And so, that was the thing that was like, I got to figure out a way to talk to them. So in all of my chapters, when you read it, it doesn't just tell you the story, it gives you the answer of what you should do. And in his particular case, he needed to keep talking about it, but he had to be safe. Because if they see you stepping out of the gang, that could be it. Head blown off, Wow. And then the other thing I learned from them, they had different ones who they may go to church because they felt like they needed to be prayed up.
A lot of, and I noticed a lot of, I know for me, the body of what the church is, the building is something that a lot of us, I needed. I'm going to speak for myself, the structure of it. And it's the structure that you're often missing out in the world, quote unquote, that you get when you go to church. And a lot of people don't understand why people are so steadfast in the building. I need that structure. Is a safety unit. It's that place where I can release when I don't have that type of power or that voice in my everyday life.
Exactly. And I learned from that some of them, even like the heads, would send the soldiers to go to church to get it for them and come back.
Wow.
So that's all this stuff. That's why my stuff is real raw and responsibly rebellious. But it's from that perspective. Like even one of my books, I talk about a guy who was going through a whole bunch with his grandmother, and it's a whole chapter about how he comes in, he sits with his uncle, they watch TV in silence, he lives and he leaves and gets everything he wants. Because us girls talk too much.
So can you explain, like, elaborate on that for
that
some
particular
of our
story?
in
that particular story, the grandmother was on him for not getting up and being lazy, but what he was going through mentally, he was upset with the fact that his father was getting out of jail, and then he didn't know how to deal with this dude. Do I love him? Do I be mad at him? Do I embrace him? So he didn't know, but the grandmother saw it incorrectly. So when he left his grandmother's house, and when he went to his uncle's house, his uncle just sat there and watched TV with him. He knew exactly what he was going through. He kind of gave him that man hug, that man dab. And then while you're reading the story, you see them talking in a conversation by what they're saying without being verbal. By the time he left the house, he knew at that point, okay, grandma's right. I got to embrace my dad and I'm going to feel better. And so that's what I tell my husband. Sometimes men don't even understand. All you got to do is be in a room. And you don't have to say anything. And them boys get it.
I mean, women and understand that sometimes words are too much.
Thank you.
Words are too much.
You get an offering right now. That's right.
and I'm speaking for myself. I think I grew up in a family where we did not speak much, but I feel a lot. And I know my family, we feel a lot. So it's a lot of unspoken things. And sometimes that can be unhealthy because sometimes you do need to talk about stuff. But most times when people are going through things, they got all these thoughts going through their heads. I don't need your talking on top of the thoughts in my head because then I go crazy. You know?
And then and then after he sits with his uncle and gets them all out without talking, then he can leave and he's prepared to be oral with his grandmother.
Wow. A question for you. Since you started writing in this way, in this fashion, to this population of people, what have you learned in the over 10, 15 year plus period that you've been writing that you did not know and going into this, dealing with that certain population of people?
I didn't know that church people would be so protective of their youth and young adults. They don't have books. They don't know the language, but they see me as a threat. I thought they would be welcoming of it, but no, they're very protective. And so there are churches, like I have churches in Texas will buy 100 books, 200 books, because they know me through the book. And they never met me, but they get my books because they deal with urban youth. But people, when they see you and I do it, they think it's easy and they think they can do it. I never thought that. The other thing I didn't realize when I first started, you have to think about it as an author. I thought when I wrote books that my primary purchaser would be the reader. In my case, it's usually a third party. It's usually an educator that'll read it, buy it, and they buy like 20 to take to church to give to different people for their classes. So my purchaser is too removed.
Oh, wow. So do you ever get to meet that person? How often do you get to meet that?
Very seldom. Okay. Very seldom. So when I go to like the Authors Expo, I go as marketing. So it's strictly marketing for me. You know, people come through and they might, come over here, let me give you a book because because when they buy mine, they usually buy 20, 25. They don't buy one for themselves. And I didn't understand that when I first started. So when people tell me I want to write, I got a story, I'm like, who want to read it? If you don't know who want to read it, why are you writing it?
Have you begun to gather the information from that middleman or middlewoman about the people that they're giving the books to?
Oh, absolutely. I know exactly who, especially the more impoverished urban areas. Right. If you go to a church and people hate Bible study, get one of my books. I mean, when I started, that's what made me write the book because that was how I did Bible study. I went from a Bible study class of 9 to like 40, which most were thugs. I mean, thugs in the true negative sense of the word. And they came to love the Lord because my stories was about the stripper, baby and them, you know, somebody getting jacked on the corner. And I would always bring it back to the scriptures and teaching them how to navigate themselves through. And that the scripture became real.
And that's what I think a lot of churches, they fall victim to it because it's not that people don't want to come out, but I'm tired of hearing the same Bible stories.
Right.
And they don't connect with me. I don't have a well. You know, I haven't been put up on a cross, and we take the Bible as a literal historical depiction instead of the fable educational aspect out of it. So people don't connect with those people. You know, I'm not Methuselah. I have not been here for hundreds of years. I don't understand that concept. But if you tell me, give me a story based on what I believe, just like we do with children, we turn the Bible into a children's book. And so they get it on their level. Everybody has different learning styles and are coming from different walks of life, and they need the word fed to them in a familiar way, or it will seem unattainable.
Right. Just like I wrote the book, A Hoodie Ain't a Coat, 1.5 years before Trayvon Martin. A year and a half, because I have 4 children, and they used to always go out in the winter. I say, put on a coat. Oh, mommy, I got on a hoodie. I was like, boy, a hoodie ain't a coat.
Right.
And this particular character, his gang members in Baltimore tried to kill him. And a hoodie ain't a coat. But then he reconciled with God. And then in my next book, Drama the Driven, he actually became the modern day Harriet Tubman and went and created an underground railroad to get gang members out.
Wow.
Because they can't leave without getting killed. So if you read my book, A Hoodie Ain't a Coat, The Day-Night Life, Drama the Driven, I don't care what you in the street, it shows you how to get out.
Wow. What have you learned about, or what has changed or has not changed since you started writing these books about the young men that you have researched and talked to, and you mentor, you've been mentoring along the way? What has changed, or what hasn't?
It's worse. It's worse. When I first started, I saw a lot of the I always call them like the boys, and I say thug in there's a term of endearment. It wasn't negative, and because that's how they refer to themselves.
Right.
So they liked to be around me. They liked it. And I used to ask my pastor, I said, why do they like? And one thing I did, which other people didn't do, I would touch their face with my hand. And they said most people don't touch them unless it's a sexual connotation, but you would touch them just to touch them. So what I've learned, those kind of guys just don't come anymore.
And what you say, touch is a basic need in life. And we all need it. And they've done plenty of studies that show babies that don't get touched versus babies that do get touched grow up drastically different. Yep. Drastically different. And they're missing that thing in their life. But Miss Natasha, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm going to put you on hold, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Miss C. Natasha Richburg. We'll return to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shout-outs to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org.
I got drunk one night. This is the night that I put my head through the window and everything. So.
Why would you do that?
Now, I was sitting on the floor.
All these stories always involve alcohol.
They do. I was sitting on the floor, and my drink of choice back then was vodka and orange juice.
Ooh,
it's still my drink of choice, but I don't drink it as much.
I was a 151 kid, straight up.
I love vodka, especially when it was
that rubbing alcohol.
The hot,
What brand?
I love it. Back then I was hooked on Absolute.
That was the best at the time.
And Pinnacle was like number 2 and stuff like that.
Because they didn't have what's the new one that came out? Yeah, what was the new one?
Ciroc, vodka, and
no, the other one. Who is real smooth? New Amsterdam.
Great and
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Give us a call if you got some questions for Miss Natasha Richburg. Give us a call 410-702-5657, or you can text in your questions or comments to 443-642-9403. Are you there?
Yes.
So my next question to you would be, what's next?
Well, I have so much going on. I had a book that's been in the oven for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. It's called I See the Whispers of the Snakes in the Grass. Mm-hmm. And got it edited, and I'm probably going to release that 2017. But it comes after a series, The Truth About the Lie I Live, and Healthy Waters Don't Cry Like This. And it kind of ends the story. And The Truth About the Lie I Live starts with a girl who was sexually abused, who found relief through singing, and she had to decide whether she was going to tell or not. And that's the truth. And then the next book is based totally on a book of Hosanna, you know what I mean, mm-hmm. Where God had this guy named Rome marry a stripper who mm-hmm. had a baby, who went out and had an affair, and God made him stay. So you go through that book. Then the third book, I See the Whispers of the Snakes in the Grass. It describes her life. When she had to go back to work after the community knew that she had an affair on a good man. So the goal is within the next 5 years to start with at least a short film, The Truth About the Lie there.
I was about to say I would love to talk with you about doing something for the stage. Just in hearing the message, and I'm a person. I have this urge to help young men out because I saw a lot of things that I did not receive as a young black male, and I saw how it could have crippled me or left me lacking as a young man. But I was blessed to have had a lot of people in my life as I got older that added those elements, as we all do. But a lot of young men don't take heed to it. And it's something that I always say, there are always programs for young women to prevent and to get through and to get up. But most of the time when young men get that, or men in general get that, they're already too far gone in whatever given circumstance that they find themselves in to want to change, to care to change, or even know how to change. And that's something that I see for young men, especially young men of color. We just don't get that concern, because what you started off talking about, the fact that the young man just needed somebody just to be in the room with him and not yelling and screaming.
And not talking. Just be quiet.
Or listen.
Right.
Just listen to him.
But listen to his body language.
Exactly.
His body language will scream, because I have a son that doesn't talk much, but he communicates loud.
That's one of the things my mother would tell me, like, as I've grown older, I talk less. And I just don't see the need for words all the time. Sometimes words can't really define or really paint a vivid enough picture of what I feel or what's in my head. And sometimes you got to work it out in your head sometimes before you can actually get it out. Where do you see this movement and that you've started with writing these books and connecting with these young people? Where do you see that going for yourself beyond just being an author and a mentor?
Well, one of the things I also do, I have as a sub element to CNR Ministries, I have Jeremiah's Call, where I started with a series of young men in hip hop, not necessarily Christian, but it's not bad. And we call it Real, Raw, and Responsibly Rebellious. Matter of fact, we got a show tonight. And so I have this dope artist named Black Jules that I manage. And we've been traveling the country, and we're starting to get some buzz. So, and when I go in those environments, church lady, and we do not go to churches. We go to clubs, bars, and etc. because you cannot reach them guys in church. So where I'm going tonight, I'm praying up. I forgot I had an interview because it's going to be something.
Well,
but that's where we go.
Around in a circle. If you just ministering to other ministers or other church people, it's just going in a circle. It's not really spreading out to anyone. One of my favorite artists now, Fantasia, what she's been able to do is slowly add on the gospel into her music, and you can tell where her roots are, you can tell where her heart is, but without probably her knowing or realizing that she has moved into, I've never seen a crowd of young people like early 20s to late 30s doing praise and worship at a heritage festival or at a concert that's supposed to be all R&B and hip hop. And you find yourself in a mood where people want this, they need that, and this new wave of, it's called trap gospel music. A lot of people
we definitely don't do. We definitely don't do trap. We don't do trap. My artist is totally underground and indie, but you hear the thread of Christ in it. And when he goes in there and blows them away with that a cappella piece at first, it's like and then they'll say he don't cuss. Oh my goodness, I can hear the word. Oh my, but he don't preach either. It's not message music, but it's a thread of message.
Right.
So you got to hear the message and the metaphor. So that's the other thing that I'm doing. So that's big too, because secular sides, we get more gigs on the secular side than the Christian side, but that's what we're trying to reach anyway.
Because they don't really, on the Christian side or the religious side rather, they don't want to hear that, because that's what they're trying to run away from.
Right.
Or they think that's what they're running away from, and not realizing they're not taking themselves, out of the equation. They're not really ministering or helping anyone.
Right.
But we got to pay some more bills. I'm sorry. We just got to pay these light bills. But we're going to take another quick break and bring you back for the last segment. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. In the building, we have live Mr. Michael Ryder. There we go. And Mr. Steve Yarn. They're doing a partnership based on what was it again? The stories of the Vulcan Blazers. An awesome production that they have coming up. And now the name of it will be called
Baltimore Heat.
There we go. They were telling us a little bit about they're in the pre-production phase of developing this Baltimore-based production. It seems like a really awesome idea, and I always love for more artistic events to come here, and because it's more of an event because you guys are going to actually use Baltimore as your complete backdrop of the city, and that's very awesome to hear.
Yeah, we want people to fall in love with this project through the visions and the tales we're going to tell about these firefighters, but also we want them to fall in love with the city of Baltimore. Just like they did with Miami Vice and Chicago Fire and NYPD Blue and
Sex in the City,
and all these other places that have the city as a star as much as the artists and the actors are.
And
that's
Baltimore has for many years have been the backdrops of many movies. I could think of a few Whoopi Goldberg movies, Sleepless in Seattle. A lot of these movies that have always used Baltimore as a scene, not to mention The Wire and Homicide and countless other movies, House of Cards, all these movies and television shows that have always used it, but it was never really about Baltimore. They always included Baltimore in the story or the backdrops or certain historical scenery,
things they absolutely needed to say.
But it never House of Cards actually shoots in Baltimore. But they're saying that it's Washington, D.C.
Right. Yeah.
So they're shooting here and not even giving us credit for the place we're here.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate, with my co-host, Miss Ama, Big Mama, Big, did I say it right? Big Mama Ama. And we have our guest, one of the many authors from the African American Authors Expo, which will be at Morgan State University on October the 15th. We'll be live broadcasting. Be Exposed will be live broadcasting that day. So definitely check us out. One of the authors that we have with us today is Miss C. Natasha Richburg. And we're going to ask you real quick, where can we find you at on social media? Where can we find your books? Where people can contact you?
Definitely my books. All you got to do is Google worldwide, everywhere, online. And it's www.cnrministry.com is my website. And that's the easiest way. Send me a message, I'll get it. But my books are everywhere online.
There we go. Also, I want to know a little bit more about the management, artist development side of what you do, and jump over to your background. What got you to this point?
Okay, so I do, and that my artist is just so amazing. People have come to me from all over the country to develop their artists. So I've developed artists such as Greg Silverman, Walt Anderson. He's touring with Cool Gang right now. And a guy from, where's he from? Arizona. His name is TK. He's getting ready to come out. He's Liberian and he is really good. And so as a result of what people see me do with Black Jewels, they've come to me and asked me to develop their artists as well, because this business is ferocious. And if you don't know what to do, you can get eaten alive. So I do that. And then my background is project management, worked for the federal government for over 30 years on project management, and my focus is information technology, which I've been teaching at UMBC for over 20 years in information technology, courses like decision support systems, information technology, project management, and I also am an IT consultant. So I do a lot of stuff. So I'm like busy.
Well, I'm gonna ask you to manage me in the next 30 seconds. We'll slip it in there and let you marinate on that.
But
We all
everybody
need that type of manager.
But one of the things is, even, helping you find a manager and that kind of stuff, that artist development piece, you'll be surprised what people don't know.
Mm-hmm. And even ones of us who, me and my co-host, we went to college, and there's still things that we don't know. We both were trained to be actors, but we wasn't taught what you do on your first day of being an actor. So you just get a piece of paper. What do you do then? And a lot of the things we know, audition, memorize monologues, do this. But the job of it is sometimes what we're lacking. And I could just imagine if you didn't go to college or you didn't get any formal training in whatever your given artistry is, you don't have a clue as to what to do. And a lot of people are making it up as they go along right now.
And the one lesson for me, which I was kicking myself before, because my undergrad is business administration, and I thought at the time I wasted my time doing that, and I got an MBA in business focused and marketing. I find that if it was not for that, the business of it, I get the business of it. So I don't even have to know that piece because college taught me that.
So
which I didn't know how important that was.
And speaking of college, you are working on your doctorate or
Yes,
finishing
matter of fact,
the
as I
last part
said
of
here,
your
I was
doctorate?
looking at my dissertation. Yes, I'm working on my dissertation. Yes.
How do you find time to do all this?
Well, look, I'm telling you. You see, I'm doing it while I'm on the phone. That's why I'm not down there. Because I got a gig tonight. Don't have time.
I understand completely. So give us a little bit of the backstory of who you are and how you got here.
Well, the backstory is I'm married to Melvin, been married going on 34 years. I have 4 children who live all over the country now. And I was an associate minister in church, going to seminary and really struggling with the fact that church wasn't reaching who I thought it should be reaching. And then while I was in seminary, I used to go to St. Mary's Seminary. My instructor said, you're going to have to leave and do what you're called to do. And I was like, yeah, right. But he was right. And God gave me my first book, Life What's Up With Yours, which is a collection of short stories that anybody can do to engage urban youth and young adults to be interested in the Bible. And then from that, I got more stories as they went in the back of my head. Who's renting space in your head? That's the question that people need to answer, all the way up to the novel type book, Life What's Up With Yours and Healthy Waters Don't Cry Like This. And then the illustrated books, A Hoodie Ain't a Coat, Drama the Driven and Day Night Night, because I thought some people need pictures and stuff like that. And then that got me into one. I was sitting down with a friend one day, and she did it kind of pompous. She said, yeah, I have a set of girls that I mentor. And I said, well, who they going to marry? I said, you got all these girls, you getting tight. Who they going to marry? Black boys rock too. And then that's when it came the idea to do Jeremiah's Call, because in all my books, I have Jeremiah's Cafe, Jeremiah's Connection, and Jeremiah's Call with a K, where I did a nationwide search for hip-hop artists. Didn't have to be Christian, just had to be clean. Didn't necessarily have to be positive, but you had to be responsible in what you said. And I got like 100 applications, chose 10, and I had a concert. And from that concert, we got to top 3. And from those 3, I started developing them. And what happened was I had to kind of let them go, because even though they thought they wanted to do it, they didn't have the fortitude and the tenacity to stick with it. Only one artist that did have it, and that's Black Jules, and I manage him. And he's gone from being homeless at 15, but he has a college degree, to I asked my husband and he was okay, and he now stays with us because the travel was easy, because we travel all over the country. And he's just the dopest thing ever. We've had 4 covers, True Magazine, True Entertainment Magazine, the Lyrical Cafe, the Lyrical Lounge Magazine. So we had magazines come to us. So he's been on 4 covers. He's won awards from the IMEA, the International Music Entertainment Association, for his album. And so we've had award-winning videos where The Madness won like 3 awards.
Wow.
And so now we got a video out called Never FM. And then in the first 2 weeks, we had over 120 shares and 20-some thousand, like almost 30,000 views. And we haven't even really promoted it yet.
You had to get him on the show. I said, I'm going to have to get him to come on the show.
Yeah, I mean, and so it's all kind of coming full circle because my ministry, no matter how you look at it, and I have the kind of husband that's cool with it, and men. I mean, when Black Girl Rock come on, I love it, but Black Boys Rock too. Come on, man, what up? What up?
And I understand the isolation because you have to focus on this population, get it better. But when we do that, you have to remember something is lacking when you're focusing on this one thing right here, you know, and trying to be balanced. Something has to not necessarily suffer, but remove the spotlight from it. And us getting our women to a level of independence and really having self-determination, a lot of our men are now and forever have been wasted off. Like they just count them out if they're not at the top of their game or at the top of, you know, some list of the top or the most successful. So I really applaud you because not just for young men, but all people, specifically young people, all they need is a chance. And a lot of us, even adults, all you need is a chance. And we have so many stingy individuals in this world that just hoard opportunities that they're not even going to use themselves, or opportunities that they can give. They say, you know what, that's not really what I do. I'm really not. That's not what I feel. I got to keep this job over here. I don't have time to do that. But if everybody, and me and Alma have talked about this a lot, if you worked on the person, if you help the person to your right and to your left, and that's it, just the person to your right and to your left, and if everybody did that, look how far we would be, or just imagine how far we could be. If you're just worried about just those two individuals. But
that's how I feel.
I really applaud you for not only speaking about it and writing about it, but just being about the business of reaching out and giving back to specifically young men, because it's a trend now to do it, but it's something that has been needed for so long. And so many lost young men out there and older men that are just walking around with no focus and no point of view and no real connection to anything or anybody.
Right. And just like when I go to this gig tonight, watch is 85% men. And like even this, one of the gigs that I help sponsor, it's not a gig, I shouldn't say gig. One of the programs I help sponsor is, what's it called? The Kingdom Choice Award. And it's going to be September the 24th in Brooklyn, New York. Rappers, Christian rappers from all over the country. And I mean, it's sick, dope, wonderful. Like the last time they had it, not last year, but the year before, the truth was highlighted. This year is going to be Flame. I was looking around that, bro. I was like, people need to know about this. We taking a bus, not we, but I talked to a friend of mine whose church is taking a bus up. I was like, people need to be in the house.
Yes.
They need to see what saved men look like that don't look like that.
And those people need to start broadcasting and not hiding behind the word because they think they're going to get that ridicule and that judgment. We need to see them on both. We need to come to them and they need to come to us. So we do see that. So we can relate to it in a better and more positive way.
Right.
But again, I'm going to ask you to give out your information for your website and where we can find you and what should we expect from you from the expo or from the near future?
Okay, my website is www.cnrministries.com. And in the nearest future, you can expect that I definitely will be at the expo, and I'll have a performance. My artist has a performance in DC tonight. We'll be in Atlanta the 20th of August. We'll be in New York on the 24th of September. And by 2017, I'll definitely have my 11th book. I see the whispers of the snakes in the grass.
And a dissertation coming out, and
I pray. Oh my God! Don't even talk about it. That makes me sad, man. I didn't know it was gonna be that hard. You should have told me.
You there now? You did the hard part. Now you just got to turn the paper in. That's the rest of it.
I hear you.
But I'm definitely gonna keep in contact with you, because in talking to you, my head is moving. And
guess what? You definitely. Wait, let me just tell you this. At the thing, make sure you come see me, because I've gotten some of my contacts, one from LA and one from New York, that's going to be there, and I will personally introduce them. No, 3, and one he looks for actors.
Oh,
so
see,
I'll
that.
have contact. So you have to come to my table.
I'm gonna bring my headshot. I'm gonna just bring it and just be ready.
Bring your headshot, exactly, because I'll have people I can introduce you to.
There we go. See, we're gonna keep in touch, and I want you to come in when you get that break of time and bring your artist in with you. Definitely come on back. Doors are open to you. I definitely want to bring you down here to the studio and have you and your artist showcase and promote your work and all that you do. But definitely keep us in touch. And it was great talking to you.
It was nice talking to you, but don't forget, come see me, because I know people who can use your talent.
We're gonna be broadcasting live from the event, so I will.
Okay.
But we're gonna talk before the event comes up when you get a free moment.
Okay, thank you so much, and you all have a very blessed day.
You too. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, it's Monty, the executive producer here at BeExposedRadio.com, and I'm here to talk about my show. I know, how selfish, right? Talk Lately with me, Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So what do we talk about on this show? I can tell you this, there has never been a show that I have gotten completely through the full agenda, because our topics, our conversations are just that damn good. I cover politics, gossip, entertainment, and hey, I love a good panel discussion. Hey, get a group of people in here and let us debate it out. That is the best thing in the world. Not to mention, I take calls and texts, and I'll debate with you too. So why don't you get involved and be heard? What's that old adage? Closed mouths don't get fed. That says it all. So join me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. Call me at 410-702-5657. You can text at 443-642-9403. And don't forget to be heard and vote in our weekly poll right on the website. I got drunk one night. This is the night that I put my head through the window and everything. So.
Why would you do that?
Now, I was sitting on the floor.
All these stories always involve alcohol.
They do. I was sitting on the floor, and my drink of choice back then was vodka and orange juice. It's still my drink of choice, but I don't drink it as much. I was a 151
kid, straight up.
I love vodka, especially when it was...
that rubbing alcohol. What brand?
I love back then I was sipping on Absolute.
That was the best at the time.
And Pinnacle was like number 2 and stuff like that.
Because they didn't have what's the new one that came out? Yeah, what was the new one?
Ciroc, vodka, and
the other one. Who is real smooth? New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam came out, and it was so.
And Grey Goose. Grey Goose was out at that time too.
I didn't drink. I told you 151. That was my drink.
Yeah, Grey Goose vodka was one of the ones because I love the bottle.
You can light it on fire.
The bottle was hot. It was that shaded, that shaved glass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was sitting on the floor, and we was talking about something I don't even remember what we were talking about. All I know is I was bust out laughing. I got ching-ling, glass everywhere. I wouldn't cut it all though. I had to
because you had your bun.
Actually, I didn't. I didn't have any hair back then.
Oops.
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
And you ain't cut your hair?
Nope. I was just fine. I was like, oh, your glass broke, and it was winter, dead of winter.
Check more of these funny moments out when you tune into BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We are live here on Saturday afternoon with myself and Big Mama Ama, my co-host here on Big Exposed Radio. I hear we have a caller. They hung up. Who was it? You don't know who it was? You should call him back. That's surprising. I want to start calling people randomly. So come in next week with a couple numbers, Alma.
Okay.
We're gonna do some crank yankers.
Too.
Hey, how you doing? That was a past job of mine. So this segment, if we can get the time to clock down, I'm putting Alma in a hot seat now.
Oh no!
Because it's not that I'm bored. That's just what we do. Just
okay. I can be in the hot seat. What's up?
So I wrote a post on. We do daily posts in the Artist Exchange, and I had stopped doing it for the last, I'm gonna say 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
One, because it gets really like you have to plug them in for the year.
Yeah.
And we have an awesome intern here, Mr. Cam, that plugged them in, and he got us back into doing it. And every day there is a message, whether it's about support, getting out and seeing your city, or just reflecting. Like Sundays is about reflection and just getting back to that piece of yourself. Well, Friday is about reflection. Sunday is about, winding down, just stripping yourself of everything and just preparing yourself for the next week. So each day there's a message that goes out into the Artist Exchange group and the Artist Exchange fan page, radio show page. And we were talking about, what was that, Thursday? You left a message. And it was about reflecting on some things that you...
in my own personal journey in this craft and this thing called theater.
And how sometimes we fall short. And that was the overall message that Alma wrote about. Just falling short in the pursuit of what you really want to do.
For my own standards, because not everybody has the same goals and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for me, there was a time where every day I was doing something that had to do with my craft, growing it. Whether I was
being at
reading
Morgan
a play,
all day long,
learning a monologue, talk, at the very least, having a theater conversation with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came into this week. I had every intention on having the thing that we read memorized. And I was like, I didn't memorize. And what's really sad is that I've already memorized it. So it would have been just like a couple hours of intensely.
But sidebar, I knew the lines.
Yeah.
But I kept looking over at you. And I was like, it's going to look real weird if I'm talking out and she's looking down. I was like, dilemmas.
Because it's the little things. It's just, so anyway, whatever. That's a whole nother conversation. But not only that, but reading. There have been some homework assignments I've had that I have not been very good about completing. And there are people who are waiting on me, and I feel terrible, and I'm trying to feel there's life. Huh?
You feel the heat on your neck.
I do, and I'm like, and I please don't think I don't. I think about you all the time. I'm trying my life, and I am a trifling individual. I will own that. I can be trifling, so that's fine. But just really, really sitting back and realizing, okay, for so long, this is what you've said you wanted out of the pursuit of. But if we're going to look at the behavior behind what you say,
or call it the given circumstance,
right? Or the given circumstance. Okay, fine.
It's a healthier way of looking at it.
Okay.
Another crutch, if you will.
Look at, just a different kind. If you look at the whole picture, actions don't match up with the words.
Mm-hmm.
And that is bothering me because the words matter to me. I'm not one who just talks unnecessarily. I mean it. When I say something, I really mean it. So my inner response, or my response period to that, was, okay, I'm getting it together, because this is something that I do want very much in my life, and I want to be good at it. And not only be good at it, but impactfully good at it. So that's my thing for me, I guess. It took me 6 months to find it, but I figured it out.
Well, it's easier to distract yourself with nonsense or things that don't equate to my goals in life. It's very easy to fulfill other people's goals in life. It's very easy to become a caretaker and start taking care of everybody else's needs, but the ones that are very important to you. And you writing that was something that I learned about myself and a lot of the people that were around me very early on, but it doesn't prevent life from happening to you just because you know that. And one of my shortcomings in this is I learned almost every aspect of theater because I was told that maybe being on stage wasn't necessarily for me. So I tricked myself into believing, like, well, you don't always get the role. So I'm going to need to know how to be the stage manager. I'm going to need to know how to bump a acrylic wig, make it look good. I'm going to have to learn how to beat somebody face to the guards on stage. I'm going to need to know how to set a stage and, run a box office and so on and so forth. But we're going to continue with this conversation and more of it when we come back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
I don't like stuff in my mouth. It's after what you was talking about.
It's in this commercial clothing.
No, seriously, I don't. I'm a germaphobe. Everything on your body is dirty.
Everything.
What's going on, everybody? This is Brett, the 2016 intern here at Be Exposed Radio. I'm here to announce that the young and talented new artist Chink just dropped a new mixtape, Purple Potion, which is now available on Spinrilla and SoundCloud. If you haven't listened to it already, definitely be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, be sure to follow Chink on Instagram at Chink_OTR and to check out True to You Entertainment's website, truetoyouentertainment.weebly.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Hey, everybody, it's Monty, the executive producer here at BeExposedRadio.com, and I'm here to talk about my show. I know, how selfish, right? Talk Lately with me, Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So what do we talk about on this show? I can tell you this. There has never been a show that I have gotten completely through the full agenda because our topics, our conversations are just that damn good. I cover politics, gossip, entertainment, and hey, I love a good panel discussion. Hey, get a group of people in here and let us debate it out. That is the best thing in the world. Not to mention, I take calls and texts, and I'll debate with you too. So why don't you get involved and be heard? What's that old adage? Closed mouths don't get fed. That says it all. So join me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. Call me at 410-702-5657. You can text at 443-642-9403. And don't forget to be heard and vote in our weekly poll right on the website. Check it out.
What's going on, everybody? This is Brett, the 2016 intern here at Be Exposed Radio. I'm here to announce that the young and talented new artist Chink just dropped her new mixtape, Purple Potion, which is now available on Spinrilla and SoundCloud. If you haven't listened to it already, definitely be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, be sure to follow Chink on Instagram at Chink_OTR and to check out True to You Entertainment's website, truetoyouentertainment.weebly.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Change Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. We'll get back to the conversation me and Am was having, but I have to say congratulations. One, to my friend Jana, because she's about to have an awesome baby. I think she's going to have I think she's having a boy. I shouldn't say it out loud. But shout out to my friend Tanelia Ingram. If you don't know who Tanelia Ingram is in my life, Tanelia has been an angel, really. Like, it makes me cry. Like, I always think when I like have a speech, like if I'm ever awarded anything like really grand, and she's going to be one of the first people outside of God and my mom and so on and so forth that I thank. But Tanelia is one of those people, and she's having her second baby. It's going to be a bouncing baby girl. She had a reveal baby shower and she got engaged. So I'm really happy for my friends and such. And everybody is moving on and growing and expanding and such. And I'm just so happy for everybody that really are in their path. And Tanelia has been, that friend that's just a mom to everybody else's children. Tanelia was that godmama to everybody, that auntie. So I'm really happy for her, really happy for Jana. So shout out. Slippery Earl, you did good, sir. You did good. That's our fiance now. But back to the conversation that we were having. Sometimes I have felt that what I was doing was not enough. It was other times where I felt like I was doing too much. There were other times where I felt like that thing of when you don't have rehearsal, you want rehearsal. But when you're in rehearsal, you're like, man, I can't wait till this shit is over.
All right.
But you're ready to go to the next thing. And this year, I'm going to say starting with, last year, the beginning of last year, and doing the radio, I've gotten to do a lot of things with individuals. But starting with Insurrection, actually, before that, because I did a couple plays with Kaumba at the beginning of the year, but going forward and doing this play and having those things overlap, it took me back to a moment where I was working constantly. Like, I was a person that whenever you met me, I had about 2 or 3 cards to give you because I was doing this show and we were doing this show over here. And I love that. I love that energy. I love that spice. But sometimes you got to slow down and really itemize the things that you're doing because you could be doing way too much. And you got to look at the quality versus the quantity versus what the hell I really want to be doing. And it was crazy when you wrote it. I was not shocked that you wrote it in the group, but I kind of was because some artists can't admit that I am to blame for where I am right now, opposed to, well, that professor gave me wrong information and told me turn left here and I should have turned right. And it's all that goes with saying, but sometimes you got to live up to your crap and what you put out there. And I definitely see, for me, like I was saying before we went to break, I fell victim in doing everything because someone told me that what I really wanted to do wasn't for me. And I really should have looked at the person who was saying it to me, because what are you doing that you want to do? You know, what did you give up on in chasing a paycheck or chasing, you know, comfort? You know, what did you give up on? And I really shoot myself in the foot, but not hard on myself, because I now have a second chance to get things, well, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th chance to get things together. But it definitely, that was one, if I had to say a regret, doing too much and not knowing when to say when. You know who Woody King is? Woody King, he's a big producer in New York. He came to Coppin one time and did a residency with us, and at a meeting one time, and this is like a mixed group of people, not just students, but like professional actors came to see him because everybody trying to get on Broadway. And we were at the meeting, and I asked a question, and I remember being tired and asking this question because we were doing a play at the time. And Coppin, we did morning shows, matinees, as well as night shows. So this meeting was kind of like in between, and actually doing the actual school day. And I remember asking him, I said, when do you start saying no? And I remember my professors and everybody was looking at me strange, like everything you could ask him, that's what you ask him. And I just wanted to know, because at some point, when do I say, no, I'm going this way?
Right.
Or, you know, no to this, maybe, let me get back to you on that. When do I begin to do that? And I forget that I don't care how high up you are, you still have bills to pay.
Right.
So he was there collecting a check and giving his knowledge of based on his experience to a bunch of college students at Coppin. And he'd say, well, you don't. And I knew that to feel wrong. Like, I knew that was wrong, but it was strange coming from him, because I'm thinking, well, he knows best. So I'm just gonna be tired, and I'm just going. And I remember having a meltdown. I was doing a play at we were doing the Susie Laurie Parks play 365. I was doing that with Kaumba at Towson. We was doing Amen Corner at Coppin. I was doing a church play at my church. I was doing this guy wrote this play. I was helping him out with that. And I remember one day I just didn't want to get up. Like I said, I physically was tired. I could not get up. So I missed a whole week of rehearsals from everything. Mind you, 2 of the shows were about to open up. One of the shows was like open. So that was somebody having a fill-in for me. And I could have said no at any point. But I couldn't, because I'm listening to this man tell me you don't say no.
You don't say no.
You got to pay your dues.
Insane.
Right.
You got to sleep, man.
You got to sleep. You got to take care of yourself, and you got to have room for growth. If everything is in your life, what room do you have to grow in? And that was one of my biggest regrets. I remember walking out once he gave me that response, and I probably will never get on Broadway on his dime, but I'm fine with that. But I knew it was the wrong information.
Right.
I knew why I was asking. I knew I was tired in asking him. But at the same time, like, we do that to ourselves, and academic theater is notorious for doing that to students. Just like athletes, college athletes, they do all that work and they don't receive anything. And it's not about the money, but they're not receiving anything from it.
Right.
And at any time they could break a leg, and that's college is gone, because that's probably connected to a scholarship.
Right.
So what do you do? I can lose my voice and somebody else gets the role and a critic come and see them and they blow up, and I either gotta wait to the next cycle or not. But it's definitely those principles that I call them principles that I put in a group. They really represent my way of organizing my thoughts. And even though I have not been posting them for the last 6 months or so, I've still been following them myself because it's something that I keep myself organized. So I'm not doing too much. So Saturdays are the day that I try to get out and see somebody's work, or I'll pick a day throughout the week where I can go to an art opening or somebody's meeting, or, certain days I'll just get on social media and reach out to artists that I don't know. Or, so each day I try to do something, even if it's not in the order of the week. Those are suggested days that you do it on, but you can pick the days that you can do it. You can always come back and do it on this day, opposed to, writing on it. But it's very, it's therapeutic just to organize your thoughts and to get things in, because you'll find yourself trying to do everything. At what point did you find out that you couldn't do everything? Like, that's the question that I asked myself. And that day, talking to Woody King was the day that I realized I couldn't do everything.
I can't do everything. I can't even imagine someone would give that kind of advice. Like,
to a student, nevertheless.
Right.
But at HBCUs, we are harder on our students. We give them, and I'm not saying probably at non-HBCUs they're more lenient because they probably work them harder. But there's something they're getting out of it. There's a sense of, completion when they're actually done. When we walk across stage, it's like, so now what? What do I do now? Without any real direction, because we were normally trained by people who did not make it themselves, or were part-time, or didn't, have the energy to really fulfill a lifelong passion of their own. But it's definitely it's a question that I ask myself often. Do you ever get afraid that you won't be able to pick it up again?
No.
Like, to the point that you want to do it. It's doing community theaters, and that's easy.
Yeah. I guess I've come to a point in my life where I'm okay with the idea that I'm not going to pay the bills acting. That I don't have that kind of drive, because that requires.
But you act like you 50-some years old, 60, 70 years old.
I don't know. I mean, it's not so much age, but I've got a family. I got people. I got to make sure I get food and have a place to live, and
that it takes me back to the question I asked you before, and I keep asking you this on air. But what do you do for you? Like, everything it sounds like Alma does is for the greater good of somebody else, whether it's family, friends, work. But what do you do for you? I'm telling you, this is a hard question that a therapist asked me. And I walked out again because I was like, oh no, I don't do conversations too well. I'm paying for this. See you later. And before she would let me come back, she made me answer that question. And I realized everything that you do for other people, great, good, but your cup is steadily emptying. So how do you get replenished? How do you fill your cup back up to be able to overflow and then give out?
Right. I don't have an answer for that.
And that scares me for you. It scares me for individuals like us who really are re-evaluating what we were told and trying it a different way. And it's scary because that's a real answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. And you know what you want to do. You even know what you need to do.
Yes.
But what are you actually doing? Like, presently or planning wise? And that's a question that we can't.
Kind of planning. I have, I'm writing, which is something I don't usually do. So that's a good thing.
But where's the direction? Where's the push or the pull? And we do those things. Like we get back. Like I have not made any jewelry. I have not done anything visually artistic because it feels like it's not enough time in a day. And me planning to relocate soon, I've started looking for jobs. And the struggle is, do I find a job that just is available, or do I wait a little bit longer and, really get something that I am suited for? And that's a hard thing.
Yeah, it's not an easy question to answer.
Because you don't want to be a bum.
Right.
We over 30, so you're a bum when you don't have any options. You're a bum, and I don't want to be a bum. I have a lot of examples of bums, and I don't want to be that bum.
No, I don't want to be either.
But it's a question, and I think anybody listening definitely answer that. Give us a call, 410-702-5657, or you can text us, and if you're feeling a little, nervous, at 443-642-9403. But what are you doing for you? Minus being a mother, a son, a brother, a cousin, what are you doing for you? What's on that list of me things? And the selfishness that we often feel when we start answering those questions, you have to put that feeling to the side. And because you have to at least create the list of things that you want for yourself and look at how I can implement those things into what I'm doing or substitute them for the things that I'm doing. And that means somebody going to suffer. That means something's going to suffer in the meantime. And that was always hard for me because I've had to give up projects that friends were working on in order to satisfy me. And there's always a backlash because you don't support me and I supported you. And and you don't get it. Like, I didn't have a choice in this, man. I was going to lose me. So you wouldn't have had anything.
Right.
Both of us would have been out because I would have lost me. And I always draw this back to my mother having a stroke and her cousin having a stroke, and just seeing them being those two individuals in our family that took care of everybody else. Everybody always spent the holidays over their houses. They always make sure people had a roof over their head when they lost wherever roof they already had. I watched the two of them go through that, then have a stroke, and then fight to get back to that lifestyle without thinking, what do I need to do for me? And I'm going to leave us on this break with that question. And I want you to call in or share with us, email us, contact us, and just answer that question for you. That's going to be my question for this weekend. What do you do for you, minus all the other hats that you wear? What do you do for you, individually you? So we're going to take another quick break. These bills are piling up. We got to pay them. So we'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
The Fashion Umbrella Foundation is proud to announce the Educational Honors. The Foundation is a grassroots organization that champions inner-city youth by providing educational opportunities and resources to engage youth in the arts and STEM. The Educational Honors is a youth-based program that recognizes students in grades 7 through 12 who have at least a 2.5 GPA and perfect attendance for one school year. Those selected will be invited and recognized at the Educational Honors Awards reception on Saturday, October 15th, 2016. City Council President Bernard C. Jack Young will be the keynote speaker for the evening. Students will also be inducted as Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholars for the class of 2016. For more information about the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, visit www.fashionumbrella.org or email us at info@thefashionumbrella.org. What's going on, everybody? This is Brett, the 2016 intern here at Be Exposed Radio. I'm here to announce that the young and talented new artist Chink just dropped her new mixtape, Purple Potion, which is now available on Spinrilla and SoundCloud. If you haven't listened to it already, definitely be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, be sure to follow Chink on Instagram at Chink_OTR and to check out True to You Entertainment's website, truetoyouentertainment.weebly.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
Pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay. And there is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
Yes.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shout-outs to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I heard applause. See, choose your battles.
He thinks he's funny.
He
He's
is
having a good time today.
He is. Because he got a ponytail now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
His
he
hair's
has a
all
pony.
long. He's
Right.
feeling good about himself.
Exactly. He's about to get his perm, so he's feeling himself a little bit. What'd you say? We can't hear you. No.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hold up. There we go. I said I decided not to get a perm.
Wow.
Because my mother told me that if I get a perm, my hair is going to be permanently like that.
Yep.
And I will have to either let my hair grow as the perm, or I will have to get it cut, and I'm not doing that. So yeah.
You can get it straightened. You don't have to get it permed, chemically permed.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting it straightened out.
Go to the Dominicans.
The Dominicans?
Mm-hmm. And they'll straighten your hair. They just do it with steam and the blow dryer. They have like this steam blow dryer and they comb it down and such. But yeah, you don't have to get it chemically permed.
You have a text message.
We have a text message. Can you read it? Because I'm screen not up. It's probably Riga. I'll be guessing.
What's it say?
Hold on, let me spell check it real quick.
Yeah, make sure it's a good one before you read it out loud. But don't forget, this is the last segment, right? No, it's not. It is the last segment.
Okay, can I read the message now?
What is it?
What was the question you asked before you went to break?
What do you do for you? Minus all the other hats that you wear. What do you do for you?
Okay, so the text message says, for me, I was determined. Why is this happening? Y'all just don't want me to talk or something? For me, I was determined this time to do something for myself by entertaining the fashion show and finally chasing my dreams, suing.
Oh, I wonder who that was. That was interesting. Sound like a Nixon to me. It wasn't a Nixon. Well, thank you, Texter. You can call in. We still got a couple more seconds. If you're still listening, give us a call in. I definitely want to hear from you. We've had an interesting conversation today. I really was interested in Miss C, Natasha, Richburg. It's shocking to me that people with that type of conviction point out men and really help that population, because it's needed, yes, but again, just like we need to learn the signs and signals and non-verbal communication of a woman, I think it needs to then be reciprocated, because there's a lot that goes on in our minds. And I'm learning that about guys, about when with the male, because I've never had a lot of male friends at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning that in the male friends that I've begun to cultivate and really cultivate, like Kyle is very sensitive, yet really aware of everything, and that's just one person.
Yes.
But then I have other male friends that I'm realizing that's very in tune, and I'm starting to really
That's
learn.
what you gravitate
yeah,
towards.
and it's that type of individual. But listen sometimes before you jump to. I call people lazy a lot because that's my go-to when you don't want to do. You're lazy. But I know laziness is not necessarily a negative thing, but it's a cover-up for whatever else is wrong with you. A fear of rejection, a fear of succeeding, a fear of, that's what laziness means to me. You have a fear of succeeding. Because if I do well, then I have to consistently do this. I was looking at a actor's talk back with Will Smith, and he was like, his biggest fear in life was being an international star. He said, because once you get to that point, then what? Where are you going to go at that point? Because I have to keep either, and I have to, everything has to be better than the last.
Yep.
I can't. He said, that's why I don't mind doing something that's a flop, because then I have something to work back from. He said, but if you keep getting these blockbusters back to back to back to back to back, people get tired of you. They calling you crazy. Like, oh, he must be an Illuminati.
Right.
Or, it's something wrong with you that you keep getting the success. But then your success has to grow. It has to be bigger than the last success.
Right.
Because then he ain't doing nothing new. He got the same formula. He ain't doing nothing new. But you got to just continue to just push, and push. You got to keep moving. You got to keep just moving and praying and pushing and hoping and all those things. But you have to remember your star player, you. If you not in good shape, your team not going to be in good shape. And the things around you are not going to be in good shape, and they're not going to get accomplished if you're not doing good. A lot of my friends that are like working themselves to death, just working and working and working. Yeah, you can afford a nice something. You got a house, you got a car, but what are you doing for you? Like, all those things are to show people how good I'm doing. But what time do you have for you? I'm hard on Brittany. She came to the Actors Playground, and I'm hard on her. You graduated with a theater degree, and you're not doing theater. Nope. Now, I can't tell you what your life is for. That's not what I'm here for. But as a friend, I'm telling you, what is it that you want? And then what are you doing for you in the meantime? So that's my question to everybody. We're going to leave everybody with that this week. Is that another question? Is that another text message? They popping off.
Not a Nixon. Nixson. I guess it's supposed to be Nixon. Not a Nixon. LOL. My name is Robin. This auto text is terrible when you're texting fast. I took care of people and everything for so long. One day I had a revelation. I was tired. I said to myself, I can't keep living my life and not fulfilling my dreams. I entered Baltimore Fashion Week, even quit my job. I'm walking with faith. I feel like I'm following God's path. I just have to trust his timing.
And we're going to leave you with that message. Miss Sharon Nixon of Baltimore Fashion Week said it best. So definitely look her up. Baltimore Fashion Week kickoff party is next Saturday. Get your tickets now, or we're going to be laughing at you from out the window. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange with my co-host Amma Brown. We'll return next Friday, the 5th of August. Oh my God, it's August already. So go somewhere now. Share the word, spread the word for all your friends. Shout out to everybody. Miss C, Natasha, Richburg, shout out to you. Thank you so much. The Authors Expo. We'll be back next week.
Yes, we will.
That's all I have to say.
Friday.
Goodbye.